your Bible this morning? Come on, let's see your Bibles. Okay, we're still sleepy. I understand the time. Let's see your Bible, church. Let's start our Bibles in the book of Mark. In the book of Mark, chapter 2. And we have a special message for us this morning. Just as I mentioned, God has been just so amazing with just the whole journey of what we're trying to do here in the church. And this message God has just put in my heart to reflect on really what's in our heart. You know, renovation, of course, is exciting for us as a church. We're going to have some changes. You know, something new and something that is new to our eyes is always exciting. But the challenge for us now is as God provided for us. And as I mentioned to you last week, when the contractor came here and did the estimate for all the renovation that is happening, Pastor Merritt and I almost fainted when we find out how much it's going to cost. But as I mentioned to you, God took care of it. Most of the renovations that will happen in this church will be covered by a internal improvement budget. And if you want to know how much, you guys know how much, right? Did I tell you? How much? $45,000 is how much they're gonna spend in this building. And how much are we gonna give? Zero. Let's go to the message. Let's pray. God is just so big, so amazing. Can I hear an amen? And really, renovation is just one part in the building, but really the challenge for us is the renovation in our hearts. And this is what this message is really about. So let's all turn our Bibles in the book of Mark, chapter 2. And here we're going to go through the short story of Jesus being confronted once again by the Pharisees. Say Pharisees. You know, the Pharisees and the Sadducees during that time are the religious leaders representing Israel. And one of the problems with the Pharisees is they are very legalistic. Say legalistic. They focus too much on the rituals and the religious ways as opposed to really having that relationship with God. And so if they see something that is not according to their traditions, they become very offensive and they become very, very aggressive. And that's what they were coming to Christ in this story and telling Jesus Christ, how come you don't follow the tradition? And pretty much Jesus is saying, I'm doing something new. Say something new. Turn the person next to you, say something new. Actually ask the person next to you, do you notice anything new? You know, every time I go to lunch every day with my wife, and my wife, you know, every time I see her, she will ask me, do you notice what I'm wearing today? Yes, of course. Isn't that new? Ladies, right? You love that. Especially when you just have a new haircut. You just got your hair did, right? And you know, you're like, yeah, did you eat today? And you just, you know, and of course, as men, we're stone cold. We just don't know this. But every time you see something new, it's good that you notice it. Real thing, church, one thing I just want to encourage you this morning is God is constantly doing something new in our lives. And how many times do we ask God for something new? How many times and most of the times I feel like, God, I'm just bored. I'm just bored with what you've already given me, so I'm just looking for something new. There's always something that we want to ask God, God, can you give me, you know, a new vision, a new direction, a new career? I just want a new start. I just want a new job. I just want a new place or a new car. There's always something that we're always asking God to give us that is new. And the challenge for us this morning is to ask ourselves, God is constantly doing something new. The question is, do we recognize it when He does? Do we recognize it when God gives you something new? And sometimes you receive it with an old heart. Am I preaching today, church? You receive something something new, but you receive it with an old heart, with an old mind, with an old mindset. And how many times we've seen this? There are people that always get something new, and still when they get it, they're still not happy. Oh God, if I just finally just get this job, I know I'm going to be so happy. And when you finally get something that you ask God for, you realize, no, maybe something else too. How many times we get excited with a new phone coming up? Right? Oh, it's a new phone coming up, I'm going to get that. After a few months, so what's next? And so the question and the challenge for us is to ask ourselves, is there anything wrong with God doing something new? Or maybe I don't recognize it because I'm receiving it with an old heart. I'm receiving it with an old mentality. My attitude does not change. Even if God gives us something new, if your attitude don't change, you're still going to see it as something old and with no value. And this is the story that we're going to go through today, that God is going to remind us, do you know that I am constantly doing something new in your life? There is no doubt in my mind that every day is a brand new day that the Lord has made for me to be happy and to dwell in it. The Bible says, do not worry so much about tomorrow, for there's already worry that is for today. But every day, say every day?
Every day.
Say every day.
Every day.
Hi, every day.
Every day.
God is doing something new, and every day is a new day for the Lord. But sometimes, when somebody asks you, how are you doing? Oh, same old, same old. And God's like, that's you. Speak for yourself. Because God is saying, no, but I'm doing something. And so the title of our message today is God's New Wineskin. What does that mean? Let's all bow our heads. Let's pray together as we come together to the Lord. Father, we ask, Lord, that you prepare our hearts for your word this morning. And as a church, Lord, may we understand, Lord, what you are going to do, and what you are about to do, and what you are doing. Lord, give us a mind and a heart that is open this morning, Lord God. Not to miss the point, not to miss this great thing that you are doing in our lives. That we may see, Lord God, that there is so many things that are new that you have given us. And I pray, Lord, that we may have that eyes to see it and the heart to receive it. As we lift up everything to you, Father, we pray and we ask this in Jesus' name. And everybody says, Amen. Amen. Let's turn our Bibles, Mark chapter 2, verse 18 to 22. And I'm reading from New Living Translation. It says here, once when John's disciples and the Pharisees were fasting, say fasting, some people came to Jesus and asked, why don't your disciples fast like John's disciples and the Pharisees do? And as you guys know, fasting is a very traditional thing to do for Israel, for Jewish people. And pretty much they're just saying, how come you don't do what everybody else is doing? And so verse 19, Jesus replied, do wedding guests fast while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. They can't fast while the groom is with them. But someday the groom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast. And as we know, we are described as Christ, we are the bride of Christ, and He is the groom. Right? And so Jesus is pretty much giving them a new concept here of what He's doing in the new covenant. That's why every time we commemorate communion, we always repeat what Jesus Christ says about the cup, which symbolizes His what? His blood. And it is the what? The new covenant. It is a new covenant, the covenant of grace, the covenant of Christ's unconditional love that we are now under in. We're not under the covenant of the law anymore. We're not bondage to the law. We are now slaves to the grace of God. And this is the concept that Jesus is telling these Pharisees who are so religious that they are so focused on just the traditions. In other words, they are so old with their thinking that they could not recognize what Jesus was doing, and it was something new. Are you with me? Let's continue reading. Verse 1. But someday the groom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast. And so in verse 21, Jesus gave this very powerful illustration that says, verse 21, let's read it together. Ready, set, go. Besides, who would patch old clothing with what? With new clothing. For the new patch would what? Shrink and rip away from the old cloth, leaving an even bigger tear than before. Now, we probably don't do this anymore because if you have a hole, our clothes today is intentionally have holes. I'm not really digging that style because when I buy clothes, I want to get my full money, the worth of it. So if I'm going to buy pants, give me the whole pants, not just parts of it, okay? But of course that is fashion now. But here, we know that we don't do this anymore. We don't patch things up when something gets ripped or there are holes in our clothes, we just buy new ones. But in the old days, that was very important. Especially when you're dealing with robes that gives you its significance and a symbol of your wealth. They don't just throw them away, they fix it. And every time they fix it, Jesus Christ is just saying here, you don't use old piece of garment to patch up something new. Why? Because the old garment will start to shrink and pull away from the garment, from the new garment, ruining both of them. You'll end up not using either one of them, the patch or the new cloth. And in verse 22, what does it say here? And no one, say no one?
No one.
Turn to the person next to you, say no one.
No one.
And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. And as we know in the old days, in the ancient days, they used wineskin, the skin of an animal, to preserve the wine. And as the wine gets preserved, the skin, the wine skin expands. And that's how you know it's dealing with time, it's fermented, it's a good wine. And Jesus is using that illustration and saying, no one puts new wine into old wineskin, for the wine would what? Burst out the skins. And the wine and the skins would be both be lost. And then it said what? New wine calls for new wineskin. Jesus Christ is pretty much just giving this concept that when something is being done new in your life, it is not wise to mix it with something old. Some of us have constantly asked God for something new. God, I want a new relationship, God. I want a new house, God. I want a new job. I want a new career. I want a new direction. God is asking us today, how about your heart? Are you receiving it with a new heart? Because if God giving you something new and you still receive it with something old, guess what will happen? It would ruin what God has just given you that is new. Can you hear that now? Yeah. Some of us were much skinnier than what we are now. And we have clothes in our... We have clothes, right? In our closets. That we like before. And sometimes we are in denial. And we tell ourselves, we look at ourselves in the mirror and it's like, oh, it's still kind of fit. I'm still a size 8. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Just break on you because you're lying, right? I'm still a size 8, and then you put it up. And then you just start praying and praying and praying because it doesn't go all the way up here, it just stays here. And you keep pulling it and pulling it, and you know what happens? It rips apart. And you come to church, sometimes you make it work. Since you look pale today, are you breathing? And when you finally breathe, it just opens up. Why? Because we're mixing something new that God is saying, I want you to receive it also with a what? With a new heart. In Faith Church, we can change everything, the way we look, we could change the way we act, we could change the way we talk, we could change our jobs, we could change the structure of this church. If our heart is still the same, it will ruin it. It will just ruin it. Can I hear that? It will just ruin it. One thing that we should really ask for when we asking God, I want something new. God, prepare my heart for it. I learned that when I ask God for something, sometimes I don't really know what I'm asking for. I'm like a kid. Then my children will tell me that, I want this, I want that. Then after a few minutes, they change their mind. Aren't we the same with God sometimes? Sometimes we are so passionate about asking God something, and when God finally gives it to you, you're receiving it with the old mentality and the old mindset. River Faith Church, God is trusting us with something new. And God is saying to us this morning, I want you to receive it within your heart. Can I hear that? Can we give that to our God this morning? Look what it says. First pointers of this morning. Look what does it say? It says, when God does something new, it is best if we don't mix it with something else. We all know that the Pharisees are consumed by their legalistic and overly religious ways. The very things that blinded them from seeing Christ for who He is. They questioned Jesus about His disciples not fasting because in their eyes that is something that is against their tradition. And so Jesus replied to them with this powerful illustration. No one, say no one, puts an old piece of garment into a new one, and no one uses an old wineskin to pour out new wine. Jesus makes the point that what He was doing was not something to be mixed with old traditions and legalistic ways. River Faith Church, are we ready? Are we ready? One thing I realize is as a church, we want the church to be energized, want the church to grow, want the church to move on and move forward and attain the goal and attain the vision that God has given us. And we have an opportunity, church. And in my heart, I know that it's just more than just a building. It's us as a church that God is saying, I'm creating something new. I hope my people will receive it with a new heart and a new mind and a new mindset. I'm saying that, God, thank you. I'm taking up the challenge that you're giving me. Something that is new, that I know that will make a greater impact in my life. Many times we miss the opportunity to experience the newness. To experience the newness on what God is doing, because like the Pharisees, we are receiving it with an old mind and an old heart. Can I hear that, amen? Amen. I remember one time I got into rims for my car, right? You know, I think my brother-in-law Alan had something to do with it. You know, I was like, God, I want new wheels in my car. So I went looking for new wheels in my car. You know, I want to put those spinning ones. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I want pastor to be rolling the church. And you know, so I did hold that, buy the new wheels and all this, and I figure out the wheels doesn't really fit the car because the steering wheel shakes when I drive it. And on top of that, my friend Ron put it the wrong way. So used the old lugs and old stuff like that. And so I find a way. I give all my time to looking for how are you going to make it work, this and this and this and this and that. And it ended up, it's just doesn't work. I ended up just selling it, putting in tires that really go with it, and realizing that, no, that's not really the new thing that I'm asking for. How many times in your life have you felt the same thing? Can you hear me, amen? I thought this thing is going to make me happy, God. I thought this thing, I asked for this new thing. I thought it was gonna set something off in my heart. And then when we receive it, and when we finally have it, we realize there's nothing wrong with what I'm getting. The problem was in my heart. The way I see it, the way I perceive it, is still the same. Many of you have probably experienced, oh God, maybe I just need a new job. And you finally got a new job, and you figure out, no, it's not my job's problem. I'm the problem. Can I hear an amen? Am I preaching today, church? Yes. Or I need a new boyfriend, or a new girlfriend. Amen. I like how you say it. There's so much conviction in it. But bro, you just need to be in a new relationship. And you figure out, it doesn't matter how many new relationships God's giving you an opportunity to be in. But if your heart is not changing, it stays the same. Can you hear me, amen? Look what it says here in Lamentations 3:22-23. Let's do this again. Ready, set, go. The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never ceases. Great is His faithfulness. His mercies begin what? Or new. Every morning. Yes. So now tell me if God is not doing something new constantly. He is. The problem is sometimes we are missing. Why? Because our hearts are still the same. Can I hear an amen? Let's continue reading. Let's go back to verse 22. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. For the wine would what? Would burst the wineskins, and the wine and the skins would both be lost. No, but new wine calls for what? For new wineskin. Turn the person next to you, say, new wine. Say, new wineskin. Say, new wine. Say, new wineskin. Number 2 in our notes this morning, it is crucial to put new wine into new wineskin. Otherwise, the wine will be spilled and the wineskin will be ruined. It would not work. Let's say that together. It would not work. Come on, let's say it together. It would not work. This is what Jesus was telling us in this illustration. If you keep insisting on putting on the old habits and the old mindsets and the old things about your life, and you're mixing it with what God has given you as a new opportunity, Jesus Christ pretty much is saying, telling us it would not work. You will waste a lot of energy, you will waste a lot of time, you will waste a lot of your resources, even money, to realize at the end of the day that this is not what God really wants for me, because there's nothing wrong with what surrounds me. There's something wrong with how I perceive it, with how I see it. That's why there are people in their lives that you can have everything pretty much. They things, new house, new car, new career opportunities, very successful, but still not happy in their lives. And why is that? Because nothing compares to what they're receiving that is new, but because their own mind is the one that is receiving it, they cannot perceive that their God has just given something new, and they cannot see that there's an opportunity that God is teaching them or teaching us. Can I hear the name of River Faith Church? River Faith Church, God is giving us a great opportunity in our church to expand, a great opportunity to do more for His glory, to expand our ministry, to understand that it's not going to be about us, but it's going to be about God. And the real challenge for us is God, work in my heart so that I may see it and I may receive it and I may understand, God, that this new thing that you are going to do in my life, I'm not talking about just our church. There are some of you here that there are new things that God is doing in your life right now. Amen? Amen. There's some of you here that there's opportunities that are just standing right in front of your face, that there's things that you know that's going to happen, that is changes that is going to happen. And God is saying there's nothing wrong with this. What I'm more concerned about is this. How are you going to receive this something new? When we keep insisting to mixing our old habits, old mindsets, old way of thinking into new things that God is doing in our lives, it would not work. It would just ruin it. Amen? You know, today we have what we call, iWatches, the Fitbit, right? You know, and it tracks everything, pretty much. You know, I bought my wife Fitbit, it tracks the heartbeat, even the sleeping habits, right? And some of us will make an excuse, oh, well, honey, get me the Fitbit or get me the iWatch. So that I know I could wake up early in the morning. Right? You know, as long as I have that iWatch, I can use that, it will alarm me, it will tell me if there's something wrong and this and that. And we'll know what happens next. Can I hear an amen? We know what happens. Oh, there's a new gym down the corner. Let's go try that out. Let's go be a member. Some of us are like members. Some of us are even members of a gym than a church. Because we have so many gym membership. Right? And we're like, oh no, they have a new thing. They're doing this, Zumba Lulu or Zumba Leleng or whatever you call it. And this new thing that we're going to do. Hey, come on, try this, you're going to lose weight, you're going to lose weight and all this and that. And you wake up every morning realizing there's nothing wrong with all those things. God is saying, I can give you all those things that I need. But if you're going to wake up every morning, and you're going to have the same attitude, the same heart, the same mindset, the same focus, you will just ruin what I've given you. That is River Faith Church, our prayer. God, allow me to see things in a newer way. Can I hear an amen? Amen. Renewing of the mind. Allow me to see problems in a newer way. Allow me to see trials in a new, different way. Allow me to see disappointments in a newer way. Allow me to receive frustrations and failures in a newer way. Because I don't know, maybe through those times, I could learn something new. Instead of just receiving it with my old mind. God's saying, don't mix the new wine with your old wineskin. Because when you mix them together, both of them will be ruined. And some of us can say amen to this. Man, God now is allowing me to see the many opportunities that I missed. Because I keep searching and searching for newer things without realizing I'm already in it. Yes. Can I hear that? Yes. Let's give a hand to our now. Let's give a hand to our. When I prayed to God, I said, God, thank you for this new thing that you're doing in the church. God says, no, it's not new. It's new to you because the way you see it. I'm always doing something new. That's me.